Hello, everyone. Welcome on in. Hi, Doodle Dude. We're all
Hi,
moving
Doodle.
today.
Yee.
We all
I
got
can
the
move.
wiggles.
Wait.
Hopefully stream can handle it. But so far, so good. Yeah, welcome Goosey, welcome Rosie.
Wow.
Get me bigger. Bigger. So, there we go. Hopefully that's better.
Hmm?
I am small.
Yeah, I'll grow you guys a little bit.
I am small.
Small baby.
Okay, Goosey's not attached to me anymore.
Yeah. Freedom.
Freedom.
Alrighty. Okay. We are playing some Stardew Valley today. Yippee! Oh, I gotta turn the game volume up.
The Egg Festival is a thing.
Okay. Apparently it's the Egg Festival.
Wow.
So that's what we were doing last. Apparently.
Wee.
Yeah. We ready to get it started?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. This is gonna be so stressful.
I'm ready.
I'm not gonna win. I know this.
I'm ready for eggs for Bart. Eggs.
Alright, let's go. Let's go. I'm so ready. Shove the children out of the way.
You go ahead, that one. Oh, never mind.
Oh, thank you for the head pats. Who? I can't see who gave them to me.
It was Doodle.
Oh, thank you, Doodle Dude. For some reason that didn't show up in chat for me.
Oh. Oh
Oh.
god, I am not doing good this time.
Oh shit, I see an egg.
Oh, I saw that too.
Oh, sorry, Goosey.
You are good.
Wait. Egg.
Egg. Give.
Egg.
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 I like how Mario is just hiding in the bush.
I do not blame her. One more. I got it.
Oh, nice. Okay, let me
Yeah, I got,
refresh
like,
my
4.
chat
It's
really
fine.
quick.
I got 6.
All right. Who's the winner?
Why should it be Abigail? Matcha!
Oh shit, for real? Mine hasn't loaded. Oh, yippee!
Egg.
Oh, okay. OBS, please. Okay. I got a straw hat.
Let's go.
Yay!
Goosey,
Straw hat buddies.
I'm sorry for stealing that egg from you.
You are good. You gotta play the game in order to beat the children. That's all that matters.
Abigail
Beat the
didn't
children.
get it.
Just shove them out of the
True.
way. Oh,
Shove Abigail out of the way.
you're real.
Oh yeah, I found another leak.
Ooh, I forgot we were doing
we
that.
were doing those, huh?
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
How many more do we need? We need 2 more. I'm gonna go look really quick down here.
Okay.
I have a
look over this
copy.
way.
How is everyone? I am very tired. I'm very, very tired. How are y'all doing?
Thundering.
Spooky.
Spooky.
Spooky, scary skeletons.
True.
It is pre-Halloween, my dudes.
Yes.
How we feeling?
I'm so ready.
I am
It's
too. I'm so
Goose
excited.
birthday.
Yay!
Ooh.
Yay!
Birth.
Earth.
There are no leaks down here.
No.
It is okay.
I found no leaks.
I have a few more seconds of speed. Go.
Ooh.
Wait. Wife.
Excuse me.
Oh, cute. Oh, cute. Ah, money.
Money.
Heck yes.
Oh, okay. We're good. We're fine.
Wait, how much? I forgot I was saving up for the biggest farm. How much more do I need? Not the house, the barn.
Ooh.
Barn.
Today is Haley's birthday.
Go, Rosie, go.
Run.
I
Why
will give
is-
her a flower because she likes that kind of.
Good.
Oh wait, no, wait.
Thank you,
Don't I
Emily.
have cactus? I feel like I have a cactus. I feel like at some point.
I have no idea what I gave Emily, but I gave Emily something by accident.
Oh. Okay.
Oh,
Weird.
ooh. We get to do the 3-day festival in Calico Desert.
Ooh.
No,
That's a
not,
new one.
not the fence.
Wow.
Ooh, shell. No.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, is this fence? Oh
It
yeah.
broke.
Okay. Okay.
I used all of my
Oh
wood.
yeah. And strawberries.
Oh yeah.
I forgot about that.
Strawberry. Okay, this is the right kind of fence.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It was almost
Ooh.
perfect.
Off by just one. Can't believe this.
I know. Also, the seeds look really cool.
Oh,
The what is
Like
really cool?
red.
oh no.
the seeds.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, my game froze for a second.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Yours was just not there for a second.
Oh, no.
Sorry.
You mean like in the game or for
Uh-huh.
studio? Okay. Okay, good.
Yeah, game.
Hi, Iwis. Yeah, we're all moving and grooving today. Look at our wiggles.
We can now butt our heads together.
Dinosaur. Yeah, bonk.
I look weird because like my blanket and stuff, but it's fine.
I can't see your blanket. What the heck? Hold on.
It's only a Rosy thing. It's fine.
Oh, okay.
Only Rosy sees it.
Gotcha.
I don't know if that actually is how it works.
Well, I can't see it, so.
I think I was able to see it earlier, but then it disappeared. I don't know why.
That's interesting. Okay, it's fine. It's a ghost blanket now.
Oh.
Where did you get that blanket? Are you talking to another ghost?
Oh, shit. Ah, yes, I made the Rosey command since, Rosey streams on YouTube now. So I wanted to shout out
Wait,
her.
you made a command after me?
I made, yeah, so that when we shout you out, we can shout out your YouTube.
I feel so full right now. Full-hearted
Yes.
right now.
We gotta shout out Goosey. Goosey also did a YouTube stream, didn't you?
I did last night, yes. I finally figured out what I did wrong.
What
So
did
I
you
can
do wrong?
I didn't set it up to where if I hit live on my OBS, it wouldn't automatically go live on YouTube.
Oh.
Yeah.
You can do that?
Yes, you can, and I didn't realize that. So I never saw the big go live button on the top right corner.
I
Oh.
see.
Okay.
I know now, though. I know now.
Interesting.
Goose is smart now.
I'm learning
Goose
so
knows.
much. I'm evolving.
I like how I just stole all the carrots. I didn't even think about it.
You good.
Oh, thank you for the head pats, Iris. My Twitch chat is working again.
Let's go.
Also, please let me know if there's any lag or anything. I've never used the VTube Studio collab feature before.
I completely forgot it was a thing.
I've had it for a
Yeah.
while, and I was like, I wanted to use it, and now I'm like, oh, we all have 2D models.
Yeah.
We can do it. Yippee!
Goose is no longer choosing my words carefully.
Mm-hmm.
PNG tuber. Yeah.
What you want
Not
to say,
flat.
Rosey? What did you want to say?
Flat.
Oh,
True. True.
You don't even fight the allegations. You're just like, yeah.
I'm no longer flat. I am boing boing.
I don't know where I'm going.
Keep an eye out for leaks, by the way. We have like 2 more.
I'm searching.
I am too. Oh, there's a horseradish.
I would also appreciate any, what's it called again? Daffodils you see.
I
Okay,
shall keep that in mind.
I found Haley.
Thank
I don't have any gifts for her though.
Would you like a monster essence or void essence by chance?
I don't think she'd like that, but thank you.
I found a dandelion. That is it. Oh shit, the trader's here.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Anything here? No.
I'm gonna guess she likes a grape or something.
I know Vincent likes grapes.
Vincent?
Vincent does, yeah.
Oh, I can just give her a chocolate cake. I'm pretty sure she likes chocolate cakes.
Oh yeah, she does.
Ooh.
Thank you, chocolate cake. I appreciate you. I have no idea where that chocolate cake came from.
Mystery cake.
Mystery cake. It might be like a year-old expired, but it's fine.
Yeah.
Any cake is a good cake.
Yep.
That's what we learned in Stardew.
Yeah. Maybe it's from the garbage, but that's okay.
That just makes it better.
It adds flavoring.
Exactly. Exactly.
All this talk about cake, Iris.
Ayo.
Iris.
Yo.
Iris. I'm keeping my eye on you. I am technically a mod, so I can technically bonk you, although actually you're a mod too. So I don't know.
Mod on mod violence.
Whoever bonks first wins. Yo.
Please don't bonk me.
They're onto something.
Right.
What's up, Zebra?
Actually, you know what? I'm gonna go fishing.
I got bonked.
You got banned from your own channel.
I can't. I'm trying to hit these bubbles and I can't. Shit. Oh, there we go.
Oh, it's something you get with seeds. Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to do that. It takes like 13 days and you want it in like 2.
Oh no.
Hello.
Your hair accessory is so cute.
Thank you. I don't remember where I got it from. Oh wait,
yeah, didn't you have... Didn't you have something different last time?
I did. I think I stopped by the mouse that sells hats.
Oh, that makes sense.
I love the hat mouse. So cute.
Hat mouse is the best. We should be able to be roommates with them.
True.
We should be
Yeah.
That would be
with them.
so cute.
Be roommates with both the Shadow Man and the mouse.
Yes.
Krobus?
Yeah,
Yes.
I love Krobus.
I like how they're like, you can find leaks in spring, and then we just don't find any leaks.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
so weird. They know
The
we're
game does
looking
not
for
like
leaks.
us.
Yeah.
Can't believe this. Give me
Is
something
there
other than
any
the...
up here?
I looked all over Marnie's barn and then the Cinder Sap Forest. I didn't see anything.
Okay.
Stardew always knows exactly what you want and when to hide it from you. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
that
true.
feels accurate. That feels so accurate.
Oh my god. Bless you.
Oh,
Bless you.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Are you okay? My wife just sneezed as loud as possible.
Oh. Is she okay?
She's
so
okay.
clear.
I'm so sorry.
I saw your model disappear in the corner of my eye. I was like, wait, was that a redeem?
No. This is my wife screaming.
Oh.
I'm gonna have to go back and watch that and see how loud it was for you guys. I'm so sorry. Good heavens. It wasn't that bad. I'm glad. Not that loud.
Okay.
Yeah, she's okay.
Okay.
She be sneezing. Oh, she says allergies.
Yeah, it's getting to that time of year.
Yeah. Oh, my face hurts from laughing.
Oh. Honestly, though, I feel like the same things happen to me in terms of allergies. My eyes are getting very itchy.
Oh, that's the worst. Oh no, Rosie's coming up.
What?
I gotta redeem and you're
I'm
being
just
covered.
dancing on you.
Oh.
Oh shit, I didn't realize what time it was.
Yeah. Yeah, I was gonna say, like, with, like, allergies and stuff, I can't tell if it's allergies or if it's leftover COVID.
Oh, yeah. I feel that.
Understandable.
Out of curiosity, did you, like, lose your sensation to taste and smell things?
Smell, definitely. Taste, I lost appetite. I think that's as best as, like, not as much as it, like, kind of went.
Interesting. Whenever I had it, I could not taste anything, and it made eating stuff sad.
Same here, Goosty.
Yeah. Oh, no.
That was the worst.
Also, I just realized I didn't say pandemic sickness. I am sorry if you get bonds later.
That's okay. I don't think it'll be an issue.
I think at this point other people talk about it, so...
Yeah. Couldn't taste anything besides cough drops. Oh.
Oh, God.
That sounds horrible.
Especially if it's like the halls.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah, when we had COVID last year, in October, we ate a lot of mac and cheese, and it was just like mush because we couldn't taste it.
Oh,
Oh
It
no.
sucked real bad.
that's horrible.
Yeah.
I like how it was like we have the leaks for George, and then we go in the mail and they're like, by the way, we need a leak for George.
Bruh.
Yeah. Oh god, it's another
Yep.
God. So many leaks.
Okay, I'm going to split these up evenly. Very evenly. Grape.
Gosh dang it. Cows. The entire fence is pretty
on.
much gone.
Oh
Freaking-
no.
Freaking flour and different types and rarities
Yeah.
and being
Yeah.
overcomplicated.
I feel that. Don't think about it, Barbara. Oh wait, are you old enough? Can I milk you? Can I milk you?
Hmm.
I can milk you.
Oh.
We now have goat's milk. Let's go.
Yay!
Let's go.
We need that for a bundle, I think.
Do we? Oh, it doesn't look like we do. Or
Oh.
unless it's cheese.
Oh.
No, it is not for cheese.
Oh. Never mind then. We did not need it for a
It is
Bundles.
okay. I thought so too. We need like a truffle.
Hmm.
3, 4, 5,
We need
6,
piggies.
7, 8. I hate this. This is not gonna like be even at all.
I feel that. I can't fit any more to your chest, Rosie.
Sorry.
Time to look for leaks.
Yeah. TOS.
Here, Matcha, take white flowers too.
Okay.
Oi, Doodle. Oi! I'm gonna smack you.
Take more flowers, actually. Oh,
Oh.
take more flowers, actually.
Oh boy.
All the flowers. Flower.
And that, and in
Oh.
fact,
Festival.
allergy.
I need my watering can.
Duck mayonnaise. We need that eventually, I think. Oh, that's where my coconuts went. I don't need cranberries.
Oh. Oh, I'm
How many
so
spots do you need, Goose?
How many what?
How many spots do you need?
Just one.
Okay, you should be fine now then.
Thank you. I
Mhm.
shall drop off in your chest in a minute.
Okay. I didn't realize it was so full. Sorry.
That just means you get a lot more money.
True.
That is true. I also somehow picked up a bikini top and I don't know how.
Hmm.
Haley's giving you a hint. She's ready.
At 3 hearts?
Yes. All you needed to give her was that chocolate cake from the trash.
Delicious.
Don't you know that's the way to a gal's heart?
Oh my goodness. I just put it on.
Oh boy.
My hair like covers the whole thing.
Ah, no.
Oh my god. Wow. That's quite the outfit.
No.
Long skirt, bikini top. Hell yeah.
I love it.
Make a
Alright.
bunch of salmon berries.
I think I'm gonna go to the desert.
Neat.
Oh, the festival thing is happening in the
Oh
desert.
yeah.
Yeah.
Crap, I forgot. Get me out of this intercept.
Born something
Why
like
is it
that before.
500 gold and not 50?
Honestly, I think I'm seeing like a lot more
Ooh.
variety when it comes to swimsuits here recently, or at least like for the feminine ones. Long skirt
I don't know if I've
supremacy.
ever been here.
Gosh, dang it, the other part of the fence.
What is this? Scorpion.
I am scared.
Chicken.
I'm scared by this chef.
What is going on here?
Lot.
I don't know. I
For
have never
that,
been
you
here.
can bet on which one will win first.
Oh.
Oh no, I need my sword. There's so much I need before I go.
What's it?
Rare fruit with uncomfortably hot sauce.
Oh. My delicious
I just
mail.
ruined it. Rumpled fruit skin.
A delicious meal.
I got speed out of it though.
Yeah, I've never
Like,
seen
it's
this
good.
one either. Interesting.
It's a lot of fun, honestly.
It's cookie wallpaper.
Let's go.
It's wallpaper made out of cookies.
Don't eat the walls. You might have a little bit of
Cookie.
asbestos with that cookie.
Uh-oh.
You know, Goose, I think you were far off when you said Haley's the one who gave me that swimsuit, because she's like, I have coconut oil all over my skin.
Hey, yo, she's making the moves.
Ooh.
She's making the moves.
I've been put into a new outfit.
Cave matcha. Unga bunga.
Where's Rosie? Rosie.
Let me change too. Give me something new.
What is this?
I don't know.
Oh, they changed your clothes.
Why is Haley so confused? Chat, are you seeing this? Haley's just
Please
walking
let me have
around with
my
a
other clothes.
question mark.
She's looking for Rosie.
Yeah, she misses you.
Yeah, she's putting all the moves. She's trying to find you, Rosie. Where am I? Oh,
Goose looks cute.
Why did
Wait,
Goose
hold
get a normal outfit? You both got normal outfits. Why am I a caveman?
you took my clothes. You dyed them green. How dare you?
on. Wait, you're right.
What the heck, Rosie?
Why is Haley so
Do this
confused?
to me.
I just look like Luigi now. It's legit just
You do
Luigi
look
now.
like
Wow.
Luigi. Her pathing broke up. I think so. What is this?
Cactus. Yeah.
Cactus man. Oh my god. What is
my
that?
gosh.
Ew.
Let me pick it up. I want
Everyone
my
gets a
friends.
free cactus.
I want cactus. Give me new friend.
This is so weird. I love it.
Oh my
What about
gosh.
you? What
I
do you got?
love you. I love you, new cactus. You are my best friend now.
Oh, hello. Oh.
It has a smiley face on it.
Cactus.
It makes me so happy. Oh. Oh. This is just a random scorpion.
Yeah.
Wait,
Yeah.
when does an apricot bear fruit? When does an apricot bear fruit?
You
I
guys
don't know. Hold on.
found this
I
suspicious
have the wiki
guy?
up. Apricot.
Spring.
Apricot.
How many? How am I supposed to know how many steps I've taken?
It grows It grows in a total of 28 days.
George's last name. George. Last name. Mulder.
Is this literally just night market?
Pretty much, but you can get eggs in order to get some stuff. Usually I just go to the mines.
Oh.
Give me a
Chocolate
give me a
cake.
challenge.
Rubber,
Wow.
something like that.
Wait, why did I
don't
say the
know.
Omni Geodes? Ah, that's so much harder. Oh god.
Hmm.
What is
Omni
this?
geodes.
Oh, it's a magic clinic thing. Cool. Okay. What is this?
There's so much stuff here. Oh, hi, Pomni.
Oh,
Omni.
so the Omni Geodes thing is for everyone.
Yeah.
Oh crap,
Not just
I didn't
one
know that. I'm
person.
sorry.
It's
It's
okay.
okay. That just means that.
¿Quieres?
I'm still on this floor. You could go to the next.
Okay. Should I like actually go to the next, or should I go down the hole?
It's up to you.
I don't go down the
Um.
hole. I feel like you get better treasures the more that you go down. Freaking. This is harder than like actual like single player because they don't back off.
Mm-hmm.
I will hydrate. Oh, I need to hydrate.
I just lost like half my HP.
Oh no.
I was about to say half your freaking inventory.
Oh, hello.
Hey.
Hello, Mario.
Diamond
Ooh.
and cat statue. I like the cat statue more.
Oh yeah, those give you power-ups and stuff.
Ooh.
Possibly.
It has a function to it.
Yes. You touch it, you get more calico eggs, but it either gives you an advantage or disadvantage.
It's almost midnight.
I know, we're not gonna be able to finish this quest.
Oh.
The good thing about this, though, is that there's also the teleporting guy. That'll take you back home.
Ooh. Ooh, I found a room with a bunch of stuff in it. Hold on, this is more important.
I think I'm gonna head out just so I can see if I want to get anything.
I just found a warp totem to the farm, so like,
Hey, yo.
yeah, right?
I have 4 of those. Actually, hold on. Ghost.
I'll take you.
Wait, hold on. Drop something.
Do we not have enough room?
Yeah.
Oh, nope, I didn't want to give you that. It's okay, I'll just... Oh, yep, thank you.
Sorry.
No, you're good.
Okay. It's fine. It's fine.
No, they already left. I can't get anything from them.
No.
I don't need money.
Pomni geodes. Yeah.
Pomni. It's always Pomni.
Yep. Just
Forever
Pomni.
Pomni.
Ah! I got exploded.
That's a redeem.
Yeah, you can explode my
I
stream.
wish I knew that.
Oh,
I
no.
wish I knew that beforehand.
Oh yeah,
I
I
need to-
forgot to give you milk.
Need to put my ugly cactus somewhere.
Milk. You wanna look at my cactus? Here's my cactus.
Want to see my cactus?
Hey!
Oh, I need to
It's-
come see them.
It has a little smiley face on it.
Where are you
Mine
guys?
is just an old man.
Oh, hold on. Let me go get mine. Oh, they're beautiful. Wait, is this one yours, Goosty?
Yes, this one is
He
mine.
looks like a jalapeno.
I know, he does.
Yeah.
Let me go get mine.
He's trying his best, dang it.
I love him. Alright, here I come.
Here I come, rougher than the rest of them, the best of them, tougher than leather. You can call me Knuckles.
Oh, why can't I place
cool
him?
guy.
There we go. Yeah, he's smirking.
He's a cool
I
guy.
wanna see. I wanna see. Wanna see. Wanna see. Wanna see. Wanna see. Wanna see. He looks like he's looking to like the old man guy.
Yeah.
Old man cactus and is like,
Hey, yo.
His cool face. Yeah, I love it.
You can eat blue jazzes now?
Like, you can't?
Uh-huh.
Huh. Interesting. Gosh dang it, why do you keep destroying the fence? Michelle, Barbara,
Oh my
we're having
god.
too rough of parties.
Oh shit.
And then, since we're uneven, I'm gonna give some to Goose now. There you go. Extra. I like how I keep carrying around like the 249 underwears I have.
Good, as you should.
Yep.
Wear like a badge of honor.
I keep running out of space.
Oh no.
Because I have too much. Yeah.
Oh, worm.
Hey kid, you're driving yourself. Also, Pam, literally in the bus. Literally going to the festival. Too lazy, I see. Honestly, that's a mood.
Me too.
Same.
Give me another outfit, please.
Oh, I need to get another
Oh,
outfit.
it's so cute. Everyone is going to the festival. Oh, it's so cute. Wait, how do I go if I can't drive myself? Oh, you just use it like normal. Okay, cool.
Yeah, and you're in the front seat.
So it's just a cosmetic change. Got it.
Yeah. Come on, wife. Do me justice.
Alright, let's go get a new fit.
Wait, you can do that?
Yeah, you can get multiple.
I
Or
didn't
well, you
know
can
that.
only do it once a day, but
I didn't know that. I want to try again.
ooh,
Hell
Oh,
yeah.
that's cute.
I like it.
It is cute.
Yeah.
Who do I talk to?
Oh, you just go in.
Oh. Oh, yeah.
Haley is down here for you, Rosie. Whoa.
I'ma just... I can technically do this now, since you're 2D now.
Alright, what do I look like? What am I wearing?
Pajamas.
I look like
You
a
look-
garbage. Am I wearing a trash
That's what
can?
I was going to say.
Why did she turn me into a trash can?
Wife, why did you do this?
I like how both of you are just.
We
We're
want to
waiting.
know.
She called me trash rude.
Yo,
Ooh, you look like a
Pretty good.
cop.
that's cool.
Wait, it is a cop uniform. It is a cop uniform.
Oh,
Chicken
no.
decal. Shane is selling his chicken decal.
Ooh. Oops.
I like my stuff already cause I was gonna say I like this stuff cause Rosie gave me it. No, Goose gave me it. Sentimental value.
Yeah,
Chicken.
yeah. Chicken.
Can I get another cactus?
You can only get one per year.
Oh, fuck.
Ooh, I was looking for this. What else?
Let me buy from you. Why won't you? Okay. Why won't you let me buy from you?
Do we want to reach level 30 or slay 10 purple slimes?
I
I have no idea.
Probably 10 purple slimes is probably easier.
Okay.
Hey,
I feel destructive anyway.
good.
This is
As you should.
Kitty.
Hey!
Ooh.
Ruby.
Have a good
No
lurk,
slime.
Iris.
No. Bye, Iris. Or you're not
Bye.
leaving, sorry.
Bye, Iris.
Iris.
Oh,
I get that reference.
Oh god, I went down just. Oh god, never mind. I'm sorry, I brought it here.
it looks like we're hitting each other, Rosie. Oh, there's a slime over there. Get
There's
his
another
ass.
one, too.
I like how
Everyone's going after it.
teamwork.
We got this.
God, they are very freaking powerful.
Yeah, they suck.
Is there any over here? No, there's not. Okay.
Man, it's a good thing we got that speed boost.
Yeah, yeah. I like it.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Oh, the bugs!
I have no speed boost, so it's fine.
Wait, you
no.
didn't get it? Oh,
I thought it was for the whole team.
I thought so too.
The dragons.
Dragons.
Oh shit, I'm dying.
Menacing.
No effect.
Oh, great.
Oh.
Oh god, do I have food?
I have some salmon
You need
berries if you
to?
need it.
I got it. Okay, we're good. Thank you, though.
I actually brought food this time.
Hell yeah.
Oh my gosh, I'm scared.
What's going on?
Oh, I found a ladder.
Purple.
Oh, yippee.
No, stop it! Get
Yeah.
away! Get away!
God,
There we
we're
go.
so
Got it.
fast.
Purple boots.
Whoa.
Genie shoes.
I'm just like halfway HP now.
Ooh.
Would anyone like some
Thank
genie
you.
shoes?
I think I'm good.
I like how we're both silent.
You know you want the curly toed shoes. It's in right now.
I mean, technically, do I like those shoes?
Curly toe.
No. 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 Wait, what do I get? What do you mean I get nothing?
You know what? I'm saying heckin' and getting the chicken decal.
Hell yeah.
Gonna treat myself to some decoration.
I don't really want anything.
How do you spend the calico points or whatever?
Oh, you just go to different booths.
Oh, the ones that are not working. Cool. They're not working. Oh, never mind.
no.
They're working now. They're fine.
Yippee.
My mouse is like dying.
Oh,
Oh no.
do you have a wireless mouse?
No. I do not have any other mouse.
Oh, that
Oh.
sucks.
I'm trying to think. Do I want anything else?
Wait. You
Yeah, I'm
mean
gonna
my
save it.
inventory is full? Let me get the geode. And the other geodes.
What about you?
have
Can I
deals
ask
now.
you questions again? Oh, okay.
This is fun. I never actually had the did this before.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I really like it.
Yeah, it is fun.
I could have a blue bow. Oh, that would be
Yes.
so cute with my outfit.
Do you have enough for it?
No, it's like 50.
Oh no.
Here. I'm coming.
I have 10 I can give you. How many do you need?
50.
Oh,
I
you
will
don't have
give
any?
you the muns. I have 43.
I can't give any to you?
Oh, hold on. Okay, I'm good now.
Yes.
Do you not give calico points to other people?
There, pick it up.
Oh, I picked them up.
Oh,
Drop
Hold
it.
on. How do I drop them? Hold on.
how do you drop things? You can drop things?
Yeah, you just go into your inventory and drag it out.
Like Minecraft, got it.
Yeah.
Let me in!
Oh,
Let me in!
Is it closed?
Okay, I got it. We're good.
yay.
My mouse. Wait. Big and cute!
Hey,
Oh, heck,
Cute!
I didn't see it.
it's so
I'm-
cute.
I'm going to your area. I'm coming to your area.
It fits you so perfectly.
And it holds the same sentimental value.
Yippee.
Because, well, actually more so, because both friends gave it to me.
Aw. Where's Matcha? Matcha, where I
are you?
am in my house. Oh, cute. It's so
It's
big.
big
I
and
love
poofy.
it.
Big and poofy are the best.
True.
Mhm. I'm gonna just steal your house.
Okay. That's fine.
Hey, go to the bed. Yeah. Hello, wife.
I think I only have energy for one more day.
Hey.
I have to get up
Okay.
really early tomorrow.
Oh, you good.
Yeah, so I'm sorry.
You are good.
We figured out the VTube Studio thing, and that's what's important.
Yes.
No,
Not
you do this
really,
now.
but kind of.
Yeah, and it's working. Yippee.
Hey.
Hey, there's no lag and stuff.
Yay.
Yay!
Um,
Neutral.
I am just eating corn in the house. I'm just in the middle of your house just eating corn, it's fine.
This is fine.
Mood. Hey, we have another dinosaur egg.
Dinosaur.
Were we hatching another dinosaur before? Because, like, there's one in the incubator.
I don't remember. It's been too long.
I will just put it in my chest for now, then.
Okay.
Do you need to give it to the museum at all?
Hmm?
Do you need to give it to the museum at all? Or do we already do
No,
that?
I think Matcha donated it one time.
Okay,
Yeah,
I wanted to
think
make sure.
so.
My mouse is getting worse and worse.
Oh no.
You hear that, chat? Help Rosie get a new mouse by buying her one on Throne.
True.
Hey.
I need to put that cat mouse on Throne.
Do it.
Yes.
I showed Matcha. I don't know if I showed you, Goose, but there's like a cat mouse. And it's
I think I've
gray,
seen
like
it
a cat
around.
mouse. Like my cat.
Oh. Oh,
It's so
oh no, the
cute.
cow got out.
No.
Michelle.
Get in there! Oh, I did phase 3 in, never mind.
I think she'll just chill. That is okay.
Yeah, I think so. As long as she can get into the barn at the end of the day, I think it's fine.
She just wants to touch some grass, that's all.
Yeah, fair.
Okay. What grass?
There's grass next to our house, Rosie.
Is there?
Yes, she wants to go over there.
This looks like a desert.
It does. Ah, I forgot to grab the pail again.
What the
It'll
hell?
be by the end of the day once I figure this out. What do you mean I have full inventory again?
No. Oh boy, the festival.
Oh boy, this festival.
Oh boy.
My favorite.
Yeah, why do I need to take this?
I have all sorts of geos in my inventory.
Good.
And explosions.
A rainbow shell at the box at the train.
Oh. Wow. I'm going
Wow.
to bring bread.
Secret. Oh, you get more clothing too. I forgot about that.
Oh yeah.
Mm.
I gotta go see the outfit of the day.
I will be there soon. I need to drop off a rainbow shell.
Okay.
Are wow and wowb the same? Wowb is backwards. Wow. So yes and no.
I need to get beets soon for the mayor.
Oh.
Poison him.
Outfit. Give me.
Poison him with beets.
I think he's allergic to beets, so
No worries, Doodle Dude. No worries. Oh, what's Leah selling? Oh, I like the bookcase.
ooh.
Pretty.
I think they're cutting my hair too. Maybe.
Oh,
Maybe. Because they're like, we're trimming something. I'm like,
oh no.
Hmm.
Oh no.
Wife, no.
Hmm.
Oh, that's not bad.
Like,
Oh, it's okay.
the colors kind of clash.
Yeah, the colors can
Yeah.
be different.
All right, what do we
Come on,
got?
It
Emily.
doesn't bring me joy, Emily. You don't understand. It doesn't bring me joy.
Come on, Emily, do me good.
Oh god, I'm being tickled apparently.
Oh no.
All right, what did they do to me?
It's getting weirder and weirder.
Yeah. Okay.
It matches your hair, I think, well.
It's
Ooh,
not
yeah,
bad.
looks like from the side it kind of looks like a business suit.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh. Interesting.
Yeah.
I want a divorce.
Yeah.
I want a divorce.
You're dead to me.
Oh no.
She did me so good the first day. Alright, level 30 or slay 10 serpents.
I want to say serpent, but I'm not sure.
Hold on, let me check. I'm trying to see what's easier.
To me, for
Okay.
some reason, I feel like serpent would be easier,
Probably-
but
That's what I'm
I was gonna
thinking.
say serpents are probably easier.
Okay.
I feel like floor 30 is always just hard.
yeah, you just gotta get lucky with the holes. But I think today's neutral for everyone, so.
Strawberry, large milk, duck egg.
What a combo.
Hmm.
Do we need large milk?
Oh boy,
Or
a level up.
anything now.
Oh, serpent.
Okay. What do you give me? Nothing. Okay, cool.
Don't run away, coward.
Nice.
Where's my panning? Pan.
Oh,
Oh, I went away.
I found
No.
Found the ladder.
I'm coming.
Okay.
Honestly, the more I look at that outfit on you, the more I like it.
It's kind of fun.
Yeah. There's nothing really.
Man. What is this? There's something
Oh,
on the
oh.
wall. Oh.
That was a freeze for a second. Okay.
You okay?
We're good. There was just a freeze for a second.
Ah.
Oh.
Okay. Another floor.
Oh shit, serpent.
Get it.
Ghosts.
I know, I see it.
ghosts. Ah.
Ooh.
Okay.
Omni-Geode.
Oh, ghost.
Ah.
Ghost!
Ghosts.
Oh, there's two of them here.
Oh shit.
Oh god.
I'm gonna just fall. Good luck, Matcha.
Help!
Oh,
Oh, thank you. I need food.
oh no.
Oh, I feel bad now.
Oh.
I'm a bad friend.
I didn't
Wait,
lose
did Matcha
anything.
die? No!
Yeah.
I'm such a bad friend. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I thought you would be fine.
I thought so
No!
too. It's okay. I have food.
I found a ladder here.
Burning inside
I have one other
in
bomb
both
right here.
senses.
I will
I'm physically
survive.
just burning inside.
Crawling in my skin.
Real. Okay,
Angsty
okay.
teenager years are coming back.
Oh god.
They never went away.
Did you know that Rosey had an angsty teenager phase?
Hey.
Interesting. Oh no, serpent.
Ooh, serpentine. How many more? We need 5 more.
Okay.
I'm catching up with y'all.
You are good.
Oh no, I'm on the floor that I died on before.
Serpent. I need to eat. 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 I'm gonna eat this cake. I'm gonna eat this cake and not die. Like Matcha.
Hey. Nah, you're fine.
Go over here. We're not done yet.
I'm just salty right now
Oh,
for no reason in particular.
here. Don't run away from me, coward.
Nice.
Yeah, it kept running away from me and just be like, okay, I'm chill. I'm chill.
Oh, the slimes.
I'm just waiting
Oops.
for Matcha. Just
I took some iridium from you, someone.
that's okay. You can keep it.
You sure?
Hey,
Okay.
Mhm. I don't have the space anyway, so you're fine. How do you
Fair.
do that?
do what?
Just like hold out your sword and be like, you cannot touch me.
I just spam the button.
Oh,
Oh god, I need to eat.
Oh. Nice. Yeah, I'm about to
Ladder.
die. Oh,
Do you need some berries?
that'll be great. Yes, please.
I only have salmon berries.
That's okay.
Salmon.
I ate all my food.
Oh, whoops, that's on my stone. There you go.
Thank you. Oh my god, you have a lot.
Yeah. I think No, I don't. Never mind. It's gonna take a lot, but...
almost midnight.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Hole.
Bomb. Up.
Oh
I
fuck.
didn't realize you had the hole.
Oh,
This is
I
just
absorbed a
this
bunch
is
of
just-
things.
this is just
You're
bad
good.
floor. This is just bad floor.
Oh.
Mega bomb.
Oh.
Need to find a good place for a mega bomb.
Oh my gosh, Masha.
Here. Mega
Oh
bomb.
no.
Hole.
Oh.
You know, at this rate, we should have picked the 30th floor.
Yeah.
Yeah, damn.
Ladder. Oh, this is not
Oh
good.
no.
Well, I'm going home.
Yeah, I'm out of
Alright. Yes, same.
here.
There's no
Bye.
point in keeping on.
Man, I didn't get to get the bookcase. I think it's sold anyway, so I'll just get that next time.
Yeah.
Ooh, actually.
I doubt I have enough.
Give me the spicy eel. Only one?
No.
Hmm. Oh, I still have the warp.
Matcha, I'm stealing your house again.
That's okay. I understand. Gotta run.
Please let me steal Matcha's house. This is all I'm asking for.
Run.
Wait.
Nice. Great job, everyone.
Yippee!
Yay, we didn't die. Wait. That's not what I meant. We didn't die from not sleeping.
Yeah.
Yay!
Excuse me. Okay. Yeah, I think that's all the energy I have today. I'm sorry.
You
That's
are
okay.
good.
Let me love you. Let me love you.
Ooh,
Let me
that's
love
so much
you.
money.
Where are
I'll
you?
finally have enough for the
Doesn't love
barn.
me. Okay,
I'll
doesn't-
finally have enough money for the barn. Let's go.
Yippee!
The cat doesn't love me anymore.
Cactus. Oh, no, that's mine. This is mine. Cactus. My son.
Rosey, come get y'all cactus.
We must take a picture with our sons, Rosey.
Well, okay, I'm going back in.
Oh no.
No!
Oh, no
I'm
worries.
going back in. I'm going back in.
Okay.
Hold on. Where's my Stardew?
I'm trying to
Where's
perfectly
my
align, but I
Stardew?
can't get it.
I should
Close
have
enough.
it copied.
Yeah, that's good enough. Just stand here while we wait for Rosey.
Sons
Sorry.
are communicating
okay.
with one another, spending time together.
Yeah. Parallel play.
Father and son
Invite
time.
code. Yeah, invite code. Okay. Watch me pick like new farmer or something.
No.
Hey, that just means... No, wait, that means you kick out our 4th farm roommate. How dare you?
No.
We can
Not
have
our 4th
5.
roomie.
Oh wait. Hold on. Hold on.
Son.
I thought you were just. How
Are
do
you
I
killing
you
me?
You just pick it up
Oh.
like a furniture item.
Oh.
It's perfect.
Okay. Yes.
Is someone taking a screenshot?
I don't know
I'm
how
working
to.
on it.
Okay. I thought we were just all standing here waiting for someone else to take a screenshot.
Okay, we're good. We're fine.
Okay.
Yeah!
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay.
I still like that cactus. That cactus is my favorite cactus.
It's so good.
Dang, picking out your favorite son. I can't believe this.
I mean, I guess you could say this one's my adoptive son or something.
Dang, I can't believe this shit. SMH.
SMH my head.
Why isn't it my child, Why not my child?
Oh,
What's
thank
wrong
you,
with
Doodle Dude.
mine?
I appreciate it. Oops. Alright. I'm kicking y'all
Oh,
out.
whoops.
Okay.
Ah!
Okay. Gone.
Oh, I was so close. I was over the button.
Alright, well, that was fun. I missed gaming with y'all, so
Oh
Yay.
my gosh.
what?
Matcha,
What?
you're like on. Nope, not saying that again. You're like. Yeah.
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 Look at these gamers.
Yeah.
Oh, Rosie's attached to me. Alright. Let's look for someone to raid.
Yeah, let's go.
Rosie is stuck on my wing.
That's your
Got Rosey in
ring.
the palm of your hands.
Yeah.
Stop taking me up and down.
Like an action figure. Rosey the action figure.
It reminds me of like the Squidward thing where it's like Squidward action figure.
Yes, exactly. Buzz Lightyear.
I don't know who to raid. The struggle.
Freaking
Okay.
mode.
I'm just gonna raid an animal channel. That's what I do when I get overwhelmed.
I won't lie, I kind of wish there was a thing where, like, it would detect who you follow and randomly select someone that's online. I think that would be a cool thing.
That would be interesting.
It's like roulette. Roulette.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Why is Rosey getting bigger? Why is Rosey getting bigger? I just looked over to the side and Rosey was slowly getting bigger.
Oh no. Alright.
Wait.
No!
Hold on. Oops.
believe this. I can't believe this.
Oh, there we go.
No.
I have the power.
No. Save me.
Okay, I am going to raid someone. Raid. Okay, we're not gonna do a raid message today. Yeah, thank you all so much for coming and hanging out with us. Ducks, yes. Yeah, I had a lot of fun. Thank you to Rosey and Goosty for playing with me.
Yee.
Yeah, I had
Goosty.
lots of fun. I always do. But yeah, let's do a raid. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. I'm very tired.
It is okay. You got this.
Thank you. Oh, this stream just ended. Hold on. Hold on.
Oh. I thought you meant your stream. I was like,
No. Oh, Mallows.
Oh.
No, this stream.
Mallows!
Oh. Okay, it just started again. Okay, it must have crashed. Okay.
Okay.
The ducks are back. The ducks are back.
Ducks 2.0.
Yeah.
There we go. Okay. We're back.
Yeah.
We're good. But yeah, take care everyone. I'll see you later. Join the Discord if you aren't in it. It's the best way to stay updated on everything. And yeah, have a great day everyone. See you later. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Oh, Rosey, your legs.
Oh.
My legs.
What are your legs?
It's okay.
What are
You
your
know, like,
legs?
She's
now.
ascending. Okay, good night everyone. Bye.
Bye.